And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'm showcasing and debuting my brand new Yes or No mini audio product that is completely personalized to you. You may have seen this spread before in some of my general readings. It comes up once in a while, not too often though. A yes or no spread is very interesting because, first of all, it's very clear. If you have a yes or no specific question, this is the best setup to do so. So we are answering a specific need here in this service. And all of my mini services are very specific. First of all, they're personalized just to you. Second of all, there's a bunch of different variety of what you can look into. So anything that you are looking for is what I'm trying to cover here. And in this case, this is the yes or no. So this is all about a specific topic, a specific question that you may have that is eating at you, that you want a little clarity on, a little bit more insight on, all that good stuff. So let's say you have your question picked out, you go buy your product. This is very fast turnaround time. Once you buy it and book the date, it gets to you by email in 24 to 48 hours, very, very fast. Now, of course, this is a video, but that is just to showcase and explain and show you how this works. I'm actually going to do an overhead view so you guys can join me on the last example here. I got some of my great, wonderful people here to test this product out for me, so I'm going to read for them here live a yes or no questions that they have already submitted. Now, if you don't have a question that you want to submit, let's say you want to keep your question anonymous for whatever reason, you don't want to share it, that's absolutely fine too. All you have to do is be very clear about what your question is, what your yes and no represents, and I'm going to give you a bunch of information on that. Spirit allows that to be done without me knowing what I'm reading for at all. Of course, if you do tell me what your question is, what I'm reading about, I'm able to give you some more insight on that, be more detailed about certain things, because at least the context will make sense to me and I'll have a little bit of a bearing of where we're going with that. So let's get started right now, guys. I have my three wonderful people. The cards are pretty much ready and shuffled to go. I do need to ritual cut it. We're going to get started here. So here we go. First question, guys. Should I try to reconnect with my first love? Should I try to reconnect with my first love? So here we go. Leave that there. This one's for the next one. Okay, it is cut. So now we're going to do yes on my left, and we're going to show no on my right. In the middle, sometimes I pull a middle card. I may or may not use that. We'll see kind of how this goes first. Need a couple extra cards down on this side for description purposes. Also need, is that one good? I think we're good here. Just one angel card going over here and we are ready to go. One here just in case for later. Okay, so should I try to reconnect with my first love? Keep in mind this is going to be an audio product. If you'd like to see how that goes, you can close your eyes or turn the screen off, and this is kind of pretty much how this goes. We're going to talk about this, all the moving factors, all the moving parts in about 5 minutes. So first, I'm going to start with the yes side because the yes side is much shorter here. So here connecting with you with my wonderful person about should I try to reconnect with your first love. The first thing they bring in is an event of some form, something that was really worth celebrating, something memorable. Maybe you were even married to this person, something like that. The next thing they show here is the blocked two people together card. This is my joyous card in my 10 of cups. So here it is blocked. It's saying it's either not what it used to be. Of course, it's blocked probably because it's not right here, right now. And doesn't mean that it could not be. It's just saying that that's coming in there for the yes. Now what happens here is the spiritual connection between earth and spirit realm here. So they're saying that spirituality is a big part of this yes side of what is dictated here, what is going on. So it makes me feel I would like to ask the question here, if this is something that you guys did not see eye to eye on, spirituality and religious type vibes here. So maybe that was something that you disagreed on, or maybe he just wasn't a spiritual person, maybe you are, or something like that. Those are the factors for the yes side. Now what comes in the middle, I told you I don't always read this. I'm going to read this now in this case, because what they're saying here is the Magician card separates my yes and my no side. So in that case, they're saying that there is the ability here to completely make that happen. Now, as far as reconnecting, That was the question. So keep in mind, this could be a friendly reconnect. This doesn't necessarily mean romantic kind of a reconnection. Now, that may have been insinuated. That may have been what this wonderful person was trying to get to and ask about. But in the context of the question, how it was presented to me is, should I try to reconnect with my first love? So keep in mind that reconnections could be, platonic too. But the ability here is to do so. Like, it can be done. It totally can be done. The Magician card allows for magic to happen, creation, co-creativeness, that kind of thing. They bring in clairsentience here. So they want you to remember too, and to notice your recurring feelings and emotional feelings. It's signifying guidance here. So if there's certain things that keep coming up to you, you keep feeling like a gut feeling about, it's usually there for a reason, especially in regards to the question you've asked here. Now, here on the no side, like I said, much more chatty group, they show that there's a balance here that needs to be met and needs to be attained, regardless of if you do this or not. This deck that they wanted to use for you, this is like a grenade. So you have the key to this. That's the good part. But the little bird is pulling out what it thinks is a key. It turns out to be a pin to a grenade. So this whole thing could blow up in your face, if it's not done in the right way, if it's not done delicately. So it's kind of a delicate procedure, kind of like a surgery. Okay. Next thing they show is getting over small little fights and disagreements. That is obviously something that has been in the way, or was in the way before, or got in the way, maybe even fighting over something or not seeing eye to eye. Kind of goes back to the yes side a little bit here. And then finally here on the no side, we do wrap up with the star card. So they're basically saying, on the no side here, we bring in fate, momentum, destiny. They're saying that none of that stuff is destined. So this is not something that you have to do. This is not like your paths are going to flow together and one day it's meant to be. That's not it at all. Does that mean you could not reconnect? No. Does that mean you could not have a loving, great relationship? No, absolutely not. It just means that it would be a choice. It would be a choice that you are making and this other person are also making. They do bring in new ideas. They bring in feminine energy here too with the Empress. The card of birth, the card of feminine progress. So I would ask, and I would kind of lead this person also to ask themselves too, if this is somebody who made you feel like a woman. Make sure this person was not kind of holding you back from that in any kind of way, not a womanizer, not kind of holding you back from growing, especially as a female is concerned. We do show the Ace of Swords here, so this is new ideas, but getting rid of old ideas that don't work so much. This is new ideas, the new ways of thinking. So I almost feel like, more than likely, since there is no kind of fate-driven thing, and this would be completely about choice, you can choose to do so. But if you don't, it's also going to be just fine. In fact, I think you're probably better off not. Now, of course, if there are factors in here that do lead you another way, I would say go ahead and go for it. They're not resisting. They're not telling you anything to, hey, stay away from this. Don't do this whatsoever. But they do bring in that, it would require new ideas, new ways of thinking, ways that you did not think of before in this situation. So there's your yes or no. Let's get into the next one, guys. This is going to be a deck change. And my next question, they also bring up clearing your space for the no too. So there is some stuff that, at least right now, that is in the way. And clearing up your space would be, physical, could be energetic, could be a bunch of different things. But this is basically saying right now, this is not it. There's more that would have to develop first. And like I said, this could definitely be had in that case. Just maybe not right now. Maybe later. Maybe with some work. My next question from wonderful person number 2 is my current relationship the right one? Is he my soulmate? All right, so here we go. The yes side over here. And the no side over here. I'm going to do a middle. That side's good. This side is also good. No angel cards needed. This is a smaller energy thing. We are going to bring you in the overhead cam with my next question, guys, so stick with me. Let's start with the yes side. A little bit, well, the whole spread is pretty easy here. Let me just check my blockages. Yeah, we're fine. We're good to go. So on the yes side, they're showing two people getting together, having good emotional balance, good emotional camaraderie, good connection. When this emotional connection is good, it is super good coming in on the yes side. On the yes side, there does talk about some speed bumps. And, speed bumps happen in all relationships. Don't think that just because you're going through a bad stretch that, oh, this person's not the one for me. This person is not my soulmate. These kind of thoughts, just because you're going through a challenging time. They do show on the yes side that this happens a lot because of imbalance between two areas of life. This is usually work and family life balance. The energy is going between two things, but it can be different parts of life too. It could be something in regards to finance, could be something in regards to health, a bunch of different areas in life. But we start with a very strong connection on the yes side. Now, does that mean full-on soulmates? Hard to say. Unless they come out and give me the card of soulmates, that's a really tough one to answer. And soul connections are not always romantic. Keep that in mind too, guys. As we get on the no side, just like some of you, I'm sure, have friends who are you're extremely connected to, just like soulmates. And soulmates, I believe, can happen right there too. It's just basically a very deep spiritual connection. On the no side here, wonderful person number 2, we show new ideas, new ways of thinking coming in on the no side. We have a little bit of boredom. So when things, fresh new ideas are a key part of probably remaining happy here, keeping things kosher, being interested in things, not getting bored with the ho-hum, the everyday, routine stuff. There is a level of freshness, new ideas that are going to be required to keep this thing, kind of on track and to keep you feeling basically happy, because when everything's good, if everything is, a really loving relationship, everything is, nothing will ever be perfect, but when things are running well and well-oiled here, you probably don't have to ask that question to begin with. So since you do have to ask that question, my follow-up would be, why is that? Maybe you need to do some inner work here and think, well, what am I looking for that I don't have here? Is that something that is a deal breaker for me? Or is that something that, I'm willing to work with because this person has a lot of other really great things going on? So something like that. The last thing I show on the no side is a man here upside down, more the energy of the King of Swords. So this is more about not being authoritative with your mindset here, even though things are very warm and welcomed here on the no side. So it's kind of a weird way of saying it, but I'm speaking in tarot language here. But they're basically saying here that they want you to be more authoritative with your mindset, making up your mind, directing what you attract, what you decide to put up with, what you accept, what you don't accept, all these kind of things. They're showing that there's a lot of warm and fuzzy in your life, whether it's this relationship or the family in general. You're surrounded by loved ones. You're surrounded by a lot of love in general. That looks very good. So the best advice I can give you, I know that doesn't necessarily concrete answer your question in a yes or a no, and that is, thank you for asking it too, because it gives me the opportunity to kind of teach a lesson here and to show that there is not, usually they don't answer these in definitive yes or no because they want you to make these decisions for yourself and to come to these conclusions for yourself. They will describe all the different factors, all the moving parts that are going on there, but at the end of the day, they want you to choose. That's what you are here to do. That's what we're all here to do as sovereign beings. So there's a lot of good stuff there. And the only time that they would, I guess, say, yes or no, like concrete, for sure, definitely, is if something is dangerous to you. Of course, then they'd say, hey, this is not the path you want to go down. You do not want to be with this guy long term. Something like that. So that's what they're not doing here. So it gave me an example, gave me a way to showcase that. And they do show in the middle, don't get emotionally all wrapped up into some things, because they do show some crying and some hard times, maybe even some sickness involved there, or maybe just some stressors in life that affect the relationship. Don't let that stuff, don't let, my good friend James Hampton says, do not let perfect be the enemy of good. Don't let the fact that things are not 100% how you envision them change your mindset of it when it's actually good, So that's basically the gist of where we're going with that. So there's number 2. Let's get into number 3, guys. This is going to be using the same deck. So when they do this, these are the cards they don't want to use for my second reading, because we're sharing the deck. That's how they wanted to set this up. So my last question, guys, I am going to bring you in on the overhead. Let's actually do that now. No reason not to. Okay, the overhead is live. This question is there a relocation opportunity for my business that is better for me? So let's check that out. Here is the yes side. Coming in completely blocked, all inverted, and my no side. Side is a little bit more upright. Huge themes on really both sides. We got a lot of major arcana cards. I am going to do a middle to separate the two sides. Man, they gave us a doozy here. This is the one that they wanted me to do the overhead for. I can see why. Huge moving parts, less about the facings. I actually expected there to be a lot of facings, but there's really not. At least not yet. Pulling all my extra cards here, guys. This is where, well, since we pulled majors, this is where it does clog up the table. I will have to maybe move the camera around a little bit. Checking my blockages real quick. I think we're okay distribution-wise. We do have some blocked, but we also have some upright. Pretty good distribution. I think we're good there. Gonna need a lot of angel cards. A lot of angel cards. Coming all over the place here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of moving the camera around, I'm just going to read this one at a time and clear the table as I go. So this is the middle kind of section. Wonderful person number 3, just letting you know somebody is popping in here from heaven. Somebody is saying hello from heaven. That has popped in here, brought to us from Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing just fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Taking this opportunity here to say hello from heaven. Very interesting way to do that. Okay, so here's my yes side, guys. I'm going to center this in the camera so you guys can see it nice and clear. Make sure it's seen. Okay. So pretty much we're working to the left of these stones. Okay, on the yes side, there's a decision that has not been made right here. Get my pointer. Right here in the Two of Swords, that is inverted. This is a decision that obviously worries you. Probably goes back to the first question, our main question in general, which is about the opportunity for the business, relocating. So this is something that you have been worried about, probably for some time, or causes you some stress, some anxiety, something like that. Here they show a decision that has not been made yet as far as the yes. So that means that there is still stuff out there. There are still moving parts. There's not any definite, concrete yes right now, and it calls for a decision to be made. So this could also be more of attracting and building this kind of consciously, co-consciously, creating just kind of like the manifesting stuff. Here they bring in moon cycles. So they want you to notice not only how it affects your energy, but how you can capitalize upon these cycles. So this is something like where it would more than likely be brand new moon energy. I talk about that in my journals all the time. So pay attention to the new moons and you can kind of start creating this opportunity for yourself. That's what I feel here very greatly, because here we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is good luck. Excuse me. Opportunity just kind of seems to fit here in a weird way. Things work out in weird ways when the Wheel of Fortune card comes in. It's very good. There's a message in regards to love coming in later, and here this is doing what you love more than likely, since it is a question about work, less about like a partner or anything like that. So this is a message saying that the opportunity is later. However, they want you to decide now. They want you to decide, start creating that momentum right now with our moon cycles here. Next thing, they showed that there's toxicity here. So this needs to be kind of adjusted. This needs to be cleared out, at least mentally, if not physically. There's something that has to get out of the way first to let this energy open up. Okay, so something is unpure around you. Maybe that just is a call to need to move, and you need to just, take it seriously. Or something here needs purity. Some kind of purification, something needs cleansing here, okay? They do show a Page of Wands here, so this is work message coming later. So they keep pumping up messages for later here, but the last thing that they show is an action in regards to love moving forward. So again, they want you to make a decision. They want you to act moving forward. My timeline here goes left to right. So this night is moving into the future. They want you to start acting toward the future, start attracting the future, bringing it all in. What we show in the middle here, now I'm going to kind of get this stuff out of my way. Go over here to my middle. Now you can see it clearly. That's also my hello from heaven that came in. The middle talks about a very fast change. You can see that good. The middle talks about a very fast change with my Tower card. This is the crumbling of the old, the ability to break, build brand new here over again. So there is something in between both of these factors where this can be really good for you. It just is going to be a breakdown. Something has to go. Something needs to be built in its place. Gives you the opportunity to do it better. They do talk about leaving something behind here and not looking back. That's pretty much self-explanatory here. There's our hello from heaven. We already talked about it. They talk about here, the High Priestess, that knowledge is being opened to you. You're going to be seeing these opportunities more clearly, this divine guidance. I feel like maybe even this person that's popping in from heaven may be helping you from the other side to get there. Very good. As we move into the no side, because of course there's two sides to every story here, every coin has two sides, this dualistic world that we live in. Let me get this centered for you guys here so you can see everything that I'm looking at. It's pretty close. Okay, so on the no side, first thing they talk about is the breaking free of kind of the weird, mysterious stuff. Getting to a point that finds you peace. That's really what they want you to do, where you find peace. Even if it's in your current situation without the relocation, if you're able to find peace there, then you're good. But if you're not able to find peace, then you know you got to start looking here. You got to get this done. They show a really good balance here spiritually between this world and the next. That checks in very good. They show the death card inverted, which basically means that there are skeletons that need to be cleaned, even on the no side. So there's both here. That's kind of like the toxic message repeated on the no side. So both sides here, that there is something that needs to get out of here. Going back to our middle card about leaving something behind, not looking back also. Here we have the hanged up card for the no. So that probably explains how you feel about this. And even though you're kind of hung up with maybe the current location, something like that, the current opportunities with what's around you, they talk about relationship harmony here. So that is basically saying that this is going to open up, whether this is the current situation here, maybe your current place of business will improve and you won't even feel the need to move altogether. So things are being resolved here, and that is of course the current situation where you're at. They do bring in a money message coming in very soon. This is not on a delay. We have money coming in early. This could also be health, but more than likely in the context of the question, this is money coming in very soon. So good promising stuff there. Also something worth celebrating here in the Four of Wands, an event. They bring in temperament, so you just got to be patient. You got to let this unfold. You got to let it play its course. They bring in outdoors for the natural connection to things, like that is also the direction. If you are moving locations, you may want to look by some places that would ground you very well. Being around water, being around woods, being around nature, all that kind of stuff. Or there's an aspect to the business there that they want you to consider. So being patient. They show that you've been patient, but at the same time, you're going to need to continue to be patient here. They bring in the Queen of Pentacles here, so this is nurturing your money. So even though the money comes in very soon, they want you to save it or to nurture it or to, put it away in a safe spot for a rainy day, something like that, for maybe when this opportunity does come. Because keep in mind, we are not looking at a timeline, we are looking at a yes or a no. The last thing they show here is a lack of authority in the love corner, so it kind of makes me feel like going back to the judgment card on the other side, that there is just a decision that needs to be made. Be very clear about what your intentions are. That way the universe knows what to do and how to bring it to you. And you can do your part too by attracting it, by being very clear on what it is you're trying to attract. So there we go. Very good. Very big yes or no there. I know that was way over my time. These are normally 5 or 6 minute deals, guys. But there you go. You've seen it all right now. I guess I can shut this guy off. So that product becomes available. It is debuting September 1. Brand new product on the website. Check that out, guys. Absolutely a good product because it's personalized just to you. As you can tell, there's a lot of specific stuff in here. This is not vague. This is not about everybody whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure you can figure that out very clearly. So that wraps us up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out the brand new Yes or No product. If you have any kind of question that you'd like some clarity on, in the yes or no format, this is the mini product that is for you. It is available anytime you need it. Just keep in mind, a couple months down the road, that may be when you need to check this out. Maybe you don't have a yes or no right now, but anytime you need a little clarity on something like this, this is the product for you. Very good product, guys. I'm signing off for now. Thank you for tuning in.